Now, we have a mega guest on today's show. I'm joined now by a founding member of the Manic Street Preachers, Nicky Wire. Welcome to Sounds of the 90s.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Oh, we're so chuffed to have you on the show. Thank you so much. I hear that you're up to something really exciting today.
Yep, 2,000 vinyl covers, and they've already been sold, so I've got to sign them. And Sean and James have nearly finished, and I'm way behind.
You got to hurry up. Well, look, you're procrastinating further by talking to me today, but hey-ho, you need a break. So tell me about life with the Manic Street Preachers at the moment. You've got an album coming out soon.
We have, yeah, we're just in a weird state of, well, we used to call it promo mode, but it's really difficult, obviously, and everything's put via technology and all that stuff. But yeah, we're digging in, and it's nice hearing a track on the radio when you've been doing it as long as we have. So yeah, things are going all right.
And you've got some live dates coming up too as well, right?
Fingers crossed, yeah. We've got a couple of festivals in August, and then we're touring in September. But, you know, who can tell? We'll just, as long as everything is safe and above board, then we'll hope to be seeing all those fans this year.
That is very, very good news indeed. Now, look, I'm sure you've got a few tales from the 90s to tell us today, so I'm going to hopefully jog your memory with a few prompts and see what happens. So first up, this is always quite a random question for our guests, and we've had all manner of answers. Yeah. But is there a particular object that reminds you of the 90s?
I think, well, there's definitely one, which is my Polaroid 600 camera.
Nice.
That's when I started taking... I've got a library of thousands and thousands of photographs, and that was my peak years when I had the energy to take film and travelling the world, taking all these Polaroids of that. And I've still got it today. It still works. It's a beautiful object. That and my typewriter, which also still works, I think. But the Polaroid edges it.
And with the typewriter, are you songwriting on that? What do you use that for primarily?
Yeah, I always used to keep a diary and write lyrics on there. Not so much now because it's just really hard to get all the bits and pieces to keep it working, but I still get it out to show my children what technology...
That's so nice.
What technology used to be.
This is how deprived we used to be. I love the Polaroid. You know what? I need to get mine out because there's something just so special about having an actual photo captured in the moment and putting it in an album. There's something lovely ritual about that.
Oh, it is. It's one of my favourites. If it was a desert island, I'd take my Polaroid on there. You know, it's my luxury object, and it's travelled so many. When I think of all across America, all across Europe, Thailand, Japan, Singapore, you name it, it's been with me. So taking pictures all the time. So it's got a lot of history. That camera. It's beautiful.
It's so wonderful. And what's the first track that you want to hear today from the 90s?
I think "Free Your Mind" by En Vogue. It's not the most natural place for me to go with music, but it just blew me away when I heard it. I think it was in 92, 93, and Funky Divas. Just a really confident and political and social lyric, and they just kind of seemed so empowered, seeing them on Top of the Pops and stuff like that. And we were doing Top of the Pops as well. We tried to do a cover version of this really badly. we didn't have the funk back then, to be honest. But yeah, it's a brilliant record.
It is. I'm so glad you've chosen it. Let's play it. It's En Vogue, "Free Your Mind," and I can confirm it's from 1992, Nicky.
Ah, lovely.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it?
That was "Free Your Mind" from 1992, as chosen by Nicky Wire. Nicky, let's talk about your favourite place in the 90s. Somewhere special to you, somewhere that we know of, or maybe it's a secret place that means something to you.
In terms of favourite place, it has to be Japan, particularly Tokyo. But when we went there in 92, like, we've been doing okay in the UK and we just got on Top of the Pops and things were starting to move. But when we arrived at Tokyo Airport, we got off the plane, we were coming through passport control, and there were just hundreds, maybe thousands of fans there. And we literally all looked behind us at the same time to see if Guns N' Roses were behind us or something. The Black Crowes. We were like, this can't be for us, surely. We've been on this huge, long flight in economy, you know, everyone's smoking in economy and doing their hairspray. And all of a sudden, we were just greeted by this massive euphoria, and they were the first country to really get us. You know, Motorcycle Emptiness was just huge there, and we had Gold Disc when we arrived, and it sort of stayed with us ever. We went back through the 90s maybe 4 or 5 times and continued ever since, but it was really the nearest we've ever come to some kind of hysteria, I think.
Wow, how amazing. What a brilliant memory. And what song do you want to hear next?
All Apologies by Nirvana, off In Utero, which is an amazing album. It's produced recorded by Steve Albini, who we ended up working with. And we bored him silly asking him about what it was like recording In Utero. But he was a real gentleman about it all. And it's just the line, Kurt's desperation, and it's just such... The power of the band in an understated way that it's like a volcano ready to erupt at any time, and just mesmeric.
That's the perfect way to describe it. I think this is my favourite Nirvana song. I say it about a lot of Nirvana tracks, but I think this one just has the edge. There is something so raw about it. Let's play it right now, Nirvana. That was Nirvana, All Apologies from 1993. Nikki, thanks for picking that. So wonderful to hear it. Let's talk about your favourite event from the 90s.
Well, I have to pick two for this, because 1993 I got married, and I'm still married now to the same person. So what's that, 28 years? That's a long time.
That is. Congrats.
Yeah. So that was a pretty special moment, and a beautiful moment, dare I say. And then probably 97... the general election, when we finally had a Labour government after maybe 17, 18 years of the Conservative Party. So that was pretty up there, I must admit, because it's just been all my kind of youth had been dominated by Thatcher through to John Major, and it just, dare I say it felt like a wave of optimism arrived for a brief shining moment.
Yeah, amazing. And look, let's talk about your wedding. Where did you get married?
I got married in a little church in Risca, where my wife was from. Really small, about 40 people, I think, 30 people. Really cheap.
Amazing.
It wasn't the days of, massive weddings and stuff. Then we had something down the Celtic Manor. Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, I know that place. Look, my nan was Welsh, so I used to go to Wales all the time. Yeah, I think my family were from not far from where you lot are from. Abertillery, is it?
Oh, wow, right.
I'll have to ask my dad. Yes. But yeah, my dad's half Welsh. My nan was called Ruby Meredith.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, love that.
Abertillery is very hardcore valley, so across the valley from Blackwood.
Well, look, let's play your last song. What do you want to hear?
Malibu by Hole. In Australia, there's like a huge festival, I think is the big day out, and Hole were headlining, and we're either on before them, or they might have been... Korn, I think, were on at them.
Wow.
It was there. But it was an amazing, huge crowd, and watched Hole every night. And Courtney was on fire. I loved Melissa Dowf, the bass player. She's one of my favourite bass players. And Celebrity Skin is just such a brilliant, crunchy... It predated all the love of Fleetwood Mac, which we have now. They were way ahead of the curve, I think, Hole. Live Through This had been much rawer and was brilliant. I love Live Through This, but there's something... But and Malibu just glides, and those beautiful words, crash and burn, all the stars explode tonight. How'd you get so desperate? How'd you stay alive? Really just magical. And that tour, and just watching a band at their peak, it was a fantastic experience.
Oh, I've never seen Hole live, but I can imagine it was just absolutely electric, and we'd love to play this song for you, Nikki. So let's do it. This is Hole with Malibu from 1998. Thanks so much, Nikki.
That's a pleasure. Thanks a lot, Phil.